look at it as a painful and grueling, dreadful activity, and it can be. It all depends. So today I'll explain how running can be healthy and an enjoyable thing at the same time. And by running, I don't mean running like from going to bedroom to the bathroom, to kitchen. But I also don't mean like running 20 miles like a maniac. I'm talking about some easy 2 to 4 mile jogs. Some, I'll say 3 to 4 times a week, 2 or 3, even though it work. I myself have had some experience in running. I've done half marathon, some other community events for charity involving running. Not only will I inform you about the positive impact of running, I'll also make you guys aware of the potential harm it could cause and how you can prevent it. As you guys may know already, running is the best way for those who are looking for a way to lose weight. But let me tell you that it can do much more than that, not just weight loss. First of all, according to health professional Elizabeth Tyler, running strengthens the heart and helps prevent heart attacks by keeping the arteries open and blood flowing smoothly. It also works for your lungs. It strengthens them. Running is also an excellent way to release stress. Health educator Elizabeth Scott at San Diego State University says that running releases these hormones in your body called endorphins, and they make you feel less stressed and more happy and relaxed even after you stop running. And it's also known as a runner's high, which is pretty sweet. Running relieves frustration simply because you're always stomping the floor, and it helps you get rid of that negative energy. And in some cases, running can also help you on sexual experiences, but I'm not going to go into that in detail. It also helps you fight aging, make you look less old. And it helps your confidence too. Once you're done with, let's say, a 4-mile run, you're feeling proud of yourself. You did it. It was a challenge. And of course, it wouldn't be fair if I didn't tell you the potential downsides of running. First of all, you gotta have proper shoes. You just can't be running along with some boots or anything. This right here is just some regular training shoes. You don't have to use fancy ones like those. It could cost like 20 to 40 bucks. There's this place in the Orange Circle. You guys probably know where it is. There's this place called the Running Lab, and right there they make you run at a treadmill. They analyze how you run, and then they find the perfect shoes match for you, so you won't get hurt. And as I said earlier, a lot of people hate running. It could be strenuous, but that's because they don't stay relaxed while they're doing it, or they get exhausted too easily by pushing themselves too hard. And it doesn't have to be like that. It's just chill, I guess. Also, you have to find good trails, preferably dirt areas, because stomping on concrete to really mess up your knees, like it did in me. 5-minute to 10-minute warm-up would be recommended too. Keep your heart rate up before you start the run. And after you're done, stretching is essential because you're going to end up with a lot of soreness if you don't the next day. You don't want that. It's also important to pick a good time of the day to run. Good temperature too. You don't want to run when it's like 90 degrees. You can get heat exhaustion like that. And you also don't want to run alone at the nighttime because of hazards with dangerous people. Well, now that you know about the wonders of running, hopefully you do the right decision by putting on some running shoes, some comfortable shorts, and go get that runner's time.
So Ryan, what did you think?
I thought his presentation was fine. It was pretty good. Explained his thesis statement very well. We off the back know what he's talking about from his opening visual. But the visual of the graph, even from how close I was, it was a little hard to see. So, but his personal experience with the topic and some of his research made him seem like he knew his stuff. So that was pretty good. And he had, and some of his information, I wasn't sure if it was personal, but he had some citation, which was pretty well done. And
okay. Yeah, on the first point, I thought when it came to citing information that he had one or two good citations, and then the rest of the speech I didn't really hear much citation of material after that. So I was, what sounded like it was starting off pretty well didn't stay consistent on that, and so that was a little bit of a disappointment. The topic I thought was clearly identified at the beginning. I think it could be a little bit more dramatic and interesting, but we know where you're going generally. You've got an okay preview, so everything in that category is pretty satisfactory. The material development, same sort of thing. I thought that you had some good explanations. You need to do a little bit more to make it more interesting to the audience. It sounds kind of dry. You're going through a description. I think that's a place where you could use some of those personal experiences and incidents. Did you suggest that you did something to your knees by running on the concrete? Yeah, see, that's the place where a little bit of a story might have added something to it, because otherwise it sounds kind of abstract and easy for people to be distant from, and we want to be involved in what you're talking about. I've got to agree with Ryan on that bar graph. I couldn't make out anything that was on the bar graph, and it might have helped if you just adjusted the way it was shown. You hit the enlarge on that and use the full screen. It's still probably too much data on the one graph, and you don't really refer to it that much. It's just background information. When you got to the drawbacks, the first thing that you showed us were the shoes. I'm going, yeah, I could see if you had to wear ugly shoes like that, what a drawback it would be. But that's not really the point that you were trying to make there, and so I think it needs to be a little bit clearer what it is that you're talking about when it comes to drawbacks. You sort of have a list of a prep list or a checkoff list that you want to run through when you are planning on running. You talked about warming up, you talked about running in a particular place, you talked about stretching and those sorts of things. Well, it seems to me like if you got a little bit of a process here, we ought to put that process in a sequence and have a visualization for that, and that's an opportunity that you missed. Your pacing is a little inconsistent. I shouldn't say that to a runner, but it was. Sometimes you're just slowing down, and I'm not sure if you were forgotten what you're saying or you've lost interest in what you're saying. So we're going to work on those things on presentation issues. That'll be something for you to work on the next go-round. All right, thank you.